So here is part two. We're visiting my home church in Connecticut this past weekend. So Saturday, last video I talked about Friday. So Saturday was the church dinner, church fair. Um, one of the ladies who did the ghost tour in October at the church um, were mediums, and one of them picked up on a few things and had made the comment that she didn't feel that the drug addict that we had attempted to cross over 2 years ago, Christmas, was still in the building. So I wanted to get some more information and asked her if she would be interested in coming back to walk through the building quickly and see what else she got. So she said yes, fortunately. So she came Saturday evening when dinner was mostly over. So she pinged me that she was there. So I went out, met her at the foyer, and thanked her for coming and explained, we'll walk through the building, see whatever impressions you get. I'm just curious because you had made some comments in October that were concerning to me. So anyway, so we talked a few minutes, and she said, well, I'm actually picking up on someone now on the stairwell behind me. There was a young man, kind of lanky, kind of dirty blonde hair, young man. I asked her, well, do you get a name or an initial or anything? And she says, Ben. I said, well, that's the name I picked up on from the drug addict that we tried to cross over, the one that you had said was still in the building. I said, well, I got the name Ben. Well, yes, he's still here. Great. So anyway, walked her around the building. We went down to two areas I wanted her to see again, were the daycare space in the basement and the upstairs hallway where the screw was thrown at me, the lights were flashing, I heard whistling, all the fun stuff. Also, during the ghost tour, more people expressed feelings of anxiety. Someone's watching them, didn't feel real comfortable in that hallway. So I wanted to see what else was possibly there, could be causing this. So anyway, took the shortcut down to the daycare through the church cellar. And we're walking through the cellar, turn on the lights, of course, nothing spooky there. As we get towards the door to the hallway, to the daycare center, she says, well, I'm picking up, there's a young lady down here. Has anyone seen a young lady down here? It's like, not that I'm aware of. And so we stop, and she's trying to get some more information. She says, I'm getting a name, it sounds like Monica. Young lady named Monica. I no idea who that is, but yet another spirit in the building, I guess. As far as I know, no one had ever seen a young lady in the building. But anyway, she picked up on that in the cellar. Then we go into the hallway. I said, well, what do you sense down here? I said, most of the activity seems to be in the boys' bathroom. So we go into the boys' bathroom, and she says, well, I definitely feel there's two male spirits here. She goes, I think one is Ben, but there's two people. And there's the two bathroom stalls, the one on the right that flushed by itself, the toilet flushed by itself. One on the left had a step stool. Obviously, that's the one they use for the children in the daycare. So she goes into that stall, and she says, well, I'm getting an older man here, but I'm getting a pain right here on my forehead. And so she says, I don't know if that was a blow, they got a concussion, or they have a headache, stroke maybe. And I said, I'm trying to think the people I know so far that reside in the building. I don't know if anyone died of a stroke or blunt trauma or anything like that. So I'm trying to still find out more information about that. I asked around, no one seemed to know how the person I was thinking of passed. But anyway, she got that in the left stall. Said generally just quieter spirit. Then she went to the other stall and said, well, there's another person, another man in this stall, and I'm getting a C name. She said, sounds like maybe Chase, CHA something, Chase. I'm like, okay. And she feels he's the one um, causing more activity, like flushing the toilet. That's his stall. So they like to hang out in the bathroom together apparently. So maybe Ben is hooked up with them. I don't know. But the two separate men in that bathroom, I said, well, they did hear a conversation between two men in the bathroom. She says it was probably them, she's guessing. So that was interesting. Anyway, we work our way back out. I'm going to bring her up to the upstairs hallway, and we're back in the cellar, going back through. And I'm telling her what had happened trying to cross over the drug addict, the one we call Ben. And so she's basically, I believe, talking with him, and she makes a few interesting comments. So I said, we tried to get him to go to the light. We spent 45 minutes, trying to convince him, he had passed over. He was on a circuit. He's stuck here if he doesn't cross over to the light. And so we had asked him to leave the place in peace, not bother anyone in the daycare center. And so she said, well, I get the impression that he's not ready to go. He likes it here. He likes hanging out here. He's not really stuck in the building. He has his circuit, and it sounds like he is on the circuit, but he does like to come back to the building, as apparently all these other spirits like to do. So he is basically, he's not ready to cross yet. He'll go when he's ready. And that he seems to he's learning lessons here. He's seeing interactions. He's listening to people, and he's trying to learn lessons so that he can be prepared to go up to the light. And so I said, well, we told him this. I said, when you're ready, go to the light. But your soul came from the light. Your soul needs to go back to the light and all that. And she says, well, he's kind of telling me that you're not listening to him. Like, it's all been one-sided. It's you and not him. And you're telling him what to do, and he doesn't like being told what to do. Like, okay, well, it is our church, and it's our daycare, and we depend on that income. So I don't know. Obviously, that didn't help. But anyway, again, I'm a little bit impatient, and I think it's affecting my abilities, or I'm not embracing my abilities and learning that things take time. I'm very impatient. I want things done now. Anyway, so we had this conversation. I said, well, I apologize, to Ben, and actually talked to him. It's like, well, I tried talking to you. I didn't hear anything back. You were talking to my friend who was there, who was saying, you're lost, you're confused, you don't know what's going on. So we hope we had that conversation then. I said, if you have something you need to tell me, you can tell me. And she goes, well, you're kind of blocked. I can sense you put up a lot of walls, and you can get more information if you want to, but you have to remove the barriers. You're very protective. And I said, well, that's absolutely true. My other video, I talked about this, the 3 times I had the encounters with pure evil, something demonic appeared at the foot of my bed, 3 different occasions, and not now. And so since then, I've been extremely protective. I don't want anything near me, contacting me. So those that have come through, I'm guessing, are very strong or have a very deliberate message. So I need to work on that, apparently, and take some more classes, get some more advice, get some more practice on how to set up boundaries. And she said the same thing. It's like, I set up boundaries, and I tell them this and I tell them that. And I said, well, when I go to bed and I don't want to be bothered, I said, I am closed for business. Do not bother me. Come back some other time. She goes, well, that's good, but you need to learn how to open up and kind of take down those barriers a bit if you want them to communicate with you, because you are capable of hearing what they have to say. So that was good advice. That was very good dialogue. But yeah, Ben's not ready yet. So apparently we need to sit tight and wait until he learns enough lessons so that he can cross over successfully. So I don't know if I should bring in another medium like in April when I go back, like I was planning to, but we'll see what happens in the meantime. But it was disappointing that we weren't able to cross him over at that time. But anyway, so we had the conversation in the cellar, and then went up to the 3rd floor hallway where the activity had happened to me. And she spent some time in the hallway. She says, I feel there's a man here. Is it Ben? No, it's not Ben, someone else. Um, and obviously try to get your attention. He seems a little bit playful, not mean, but um, he likes to challenge. So she thinks that's what was happening there. And she says, I'm picking up on a woman too. And she went over to our CE office, which was unlocked. So we went in, and she said she felt a woman in there who had a lot of stress or anxiety, or she felt a tragedy around this person. There's a lot of uh, not negative energy, but depressing energy. She felt kind of depressed in there. And so then we went into the Sunday school room where the lights had flashed, even though they were turned off. And she says, well, I'm getting a woman. Yeah, it's a woman, white hair. She has glasses. I'm trying to think who that might be because that was the music room. And we had a music director for decades who was the linchpin of that church and did not match her description. So obviously this was someone else. But then she made the comment, yes, she flashed the lights, but she's trying to get you out of the hallway away from that man in the hallway because she doesn't like that man in the hallway. Great. Now the mystery deepens. We have two more spirits in the church. So anyway, getting the chills right now. I don't need you around me. Um, So anyway, she felt a woman was responsible for the lights flashing, and there was a man in the hallway who likes to throw screws at people, I guess. So two different spirits up there. So yeah, other than that, she didn't have a lot of information about that. But what else? Uh, yeah, that's basically what she picked up that evening. But it was kind of surprising right off the bat. She said Ben, and I don't think we told her the name. If we did, it was months ago. So I don't know if she remembered, but she said I get the name Ben. So hopefully that was new information for her and confirmed what I had picked up during the attempted prayer session to get him over. So anyway, um, yeah, we have apparently a number of spirits in that building that love to hang out in there. It is a cool building. I do feel very at home in that building. I'm not afraid of any part of that building. I've been relamping it for 3 years now, oftentimes by myself. Um, so I can understand why, spirits might want to hang out in that building. But again, nothing evil. She says there's nothing threatening in here. It's just, they're just hanging out. They just like being in the building. So that's good. So I don't know how insistent I should be trying to get these things over. It sounds like they just want to hang out, and be cool. It sounds like Ben is on a path to get to the light. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. But when I return in April, uh, I may bring in another medium just to get some more possible information and see if we can learn anything else about who is in that space. But anyway, that was part two. So after our tour concluded, um, yeah, she wanted to talk to a few other people, so I let her, and yeah, we said our goodbyes after that. But again, more interesting information. This building seems to be a chamber of secrets, and we just keep dragging up more and more information on people who reside in the building. So anyway, stay tuned for April, and we'll see what happens then. But fun. If you have any advice, any experiences like this, feel free to leave it in the comments. And yeah, I'm going to try to get some more classes, meetings. I might meet with my medium in Chicago and try to get some more skills and practice on how to open myself up safely and then close back down safely again. And hopefully maybe tear down part of this wall. So anyway, that was this past weekend, Saturday in Connecticut.